Hi everybody, and welcome back to Kimbo's Comfort Kitchen. And first off, I want to thank everyone for all your subscriptions, but I'd also like to ask you a favor. If you like what you're seeing and you like the recipes, would you please share them with other people and ask them to subscribe? I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscriptions so that I can monetize my site, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I hope you're enjoying it, so please. Anyway, today we are going to do something fantastic. Right now we have halibut on sale in Vancouver, and it's one of my favorite fish, white meat fishes. Now this recipe is something you can put together in 30 minutes or less. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. It doesn't have to be halibut. If you want to use cod, I know in Denmark I don't think you have halibut in Denmark. But there's a lot of white fish that you can use the same way, and you can use exactly the same application in baking it and everything else. And it's going to be with asparagus and new kartoffel, new potatoes with parsley butter. It is amazing. It is so easy. It's so elegant. Believe me, when you try this out, you're going to love it, and you're going to impress the crap out of your family and your friends doing this. It's not that difficult, and I'm going to show you all the timing, how to put together your mise en place, or how you put everything together ahead of time. So let's take a look and get going. Alright, so I promised you a 30-minute meal, and the menu for tonight is fresh halibut, asparagus, and new potatoes. Very simple with parsley butter, and the asparagus is going to have simply microwaved, and then finished with a little bit of salt and some balsamic reduction. And so here we go. Here's all the parts of the puzzle. So I've got panko, I've got Italian seasoning, I have chopped parsley, chopped garlic, and butter. And so to start with, I'm going to season my fish. I've already preheated the oven. Like I said, we're going to do this in 30 minutes. So having everything timed is crucial, excuse me, in order to get it done properly. And a little bit of pepper, not much, because I'm going to be putting a crust on top of that. So I'm going to put that aside for now. Oven is warming up. I've got it set at 350. Potatoes I'm going to put on the stove. I steam these. I start with cold water in the steamer. Just let me give you a shot of that. Oops. There we go. Cold water in the steamer. And I'm going to turn that on now at full for about 5 minutes. And as soon as it reaches boiling, then I'll turn it down to medium and let that go for about 12 minutes. And that'll be more than enough for them to cook through thoroughly. Next, I'm going to make the crust for the fish. So I'm going to add a little bit of avocado oil and some Italian seasoning. We just mix this up really well. And this adds a really nice crust to the top of the halibut without overcooking it. There we go. I'm going to set that aside. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to melt the butter, and I'm going to put the parsley in afterwards. But first I'm going to put this on for about 30 seconds, and then once it's partially melted, I'm going to add the parsley into it, and we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've melted the butter, and I'm going to throw in some rough chopped parsley. As a Dane, we love parsley and butter. It's one of our favorite things in life for so many different dishes. And I'm just going to set that aside. Okay. Over there. And now the asparagus. I've trimmed the bottom of the asparagus just to get rid of some of the coarse parts. And I've got the rough chopped garlic is here on the side as well. That's going to come later on for this with the balsamic. It makes a really nice, beautiful blend. All right, so I'm going to fill my glass container here with just a little bit of water in the bottom. I'm going to throw the asparagus in. Now I like my asparagus al dente, and I'm going to throw in about a teaspoon of chopped garlic. Just to give that a good swish. That'll absorb in the water while it's cooking. I'm going to cover that with saran wrap. A little bit of salt, some coarse salt. And I'm going to set that aside as well. Once this is wrapped and set aside, potatoes are waiting. I'm waiting on those right now. And they will hold quite nicely. And so now I'm going to work on the main event. And I'm going to use a little bit of avocado oil, which I'm going to rub liberally all over. And I'm going to take this crust with the panko and Italian seasoning, salt and pepper. I'm going to put that on top. Pat that down a little bit. And I'm just going to let that, we're going to do that last. As I said, I don't want this to be overcooked. So that's it for now. Just hold on to your pants and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've had the potatoes on for about, out of the 13 minutes, well, first of all, I waited till it came to a boil, and then as soon as it came to a boil, I turned the heat down and put it on for 13 minutes, and there are 3 minutes left. Nice part about doing potatoes this way with a steamer is that they will hold. I don't have to worry about it. As soon as they're done, I just turn the heat off and let them sit. It's not a problem. Meantime, I've had this with a rack heating in the oven, and I'm going to put the halibut on that and put that in the oven right now. Okay, so now this is where everything all comes together. I'm going to pull this halibut out of the oven, where it's been for at 350 degrees for 13 minutes, and it is rare right now, but it will continue to cook while I'm getting everything else going. So that'll be just perfect. It's not rare, it's medium rare. It's going to be a little bit translucent on the inside, but as I said before, with halibut, you have to be really careful, because if you overcook it, it just turns into cardboard. And I've had this sitting on the stove. I'm going to drain the water out. And I'm now going to turn on the microwave for 3 minutes, which I have showed you before is sitting in a little bit of salt water, garlic, and got potatoes, which I'm going to split. Very quickly. This is such an easy dinner and so flavorful. I'm going to save that one for me. And I've got some butter. And I'm going to take some honey Dijon. It's 50-50. It's super easy, just mix it 50-50 together, as I said. Put that on the top. Like that. And a little bit of garnish, make it look pretty. And I'll take some parsley butter and put that over top. With that, if you're a Dane, We love parsley butter. A little bit of cracked pepper and some coarse salt. I use kosher salt on top. I'm just waiting for the asparagus. You know what? Because they're so thin, 2 minutes was perfect, as you can see. And where are my tongs? There they are. Like that. Now, isn't that a pretty dinner? And, oh, and I've got some balsamic reduction. And there you go. Fresh halibut. New potatoes with parsley butter and asparagus, garlic asparagus with balsamic reduction. And that was in less than 30 minutes. I hope you enjoy. And please, again, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.